Alrighty. Are we live? Says we are. Yes, there's our preview. Alrighty. Apologies for the late start. Took a little longer than I would have liked to get the thumbnail and stuff made. Proved a bit more challenging than I would have thought. That was solved by just grabbing a new version of RPA Extractor. Turns out the version I had, and the reason certain mods I was not able to extract with my old one, including this mod, is that just something about it, was outdated. But I grabbed a new version and it works just fine. So, we're in business. Beautiful. So, Doki Doki Undercurrents. This is a mod I have heard about quite a bit in various servers. It's a mod I kept hearing in passing, so I decided to look into it, and it's something alright. It sure looks interesting, because it has its own website. Yeah, it's one of those. And this mod proclaims on its own website to be the most expansive mod for DDLC ever. Whether or not it lives up to that with this demo, that is what we are here to find out tonight. It sure leaves me intrigued, I will say that. And as for what it's about, the description is kind of vague as to what it's about. All I can really tell you is that it introduces some new characters, it has some familiar elements, but the whole engine, so to speak, of the mod, the whole, driving force behind it is the mystery of, quote-unquote, what's beneath the waves. So I don't really know what's going on as far as a premise goes. I have no idea. If you want to check out the website, I linked it in the description. So if you want to investigate for yourself, feel free. That is why I leave links. Underskins, how's it going? Apologies for the late start. Like I said at the beginning, while I was getting the description typed out for tonight's episode, getting it extracted proved a little more tricky than it would first appear. So how are you doing? Cause I had kind of a day in at work today. The only really noteworthy moment at work today was that we found a box of strawberries in the freezer, and not like the frozen ones. Not the frozen ones. The tins that you'd find over in the produce department. Somebody's like, "Oh yeah, this totally goes with the ice cream." Oh, that's right. That was another thing that seemed noteworthy while I was gleaming at the mod assets while making the thumbnail tonight. I think we might be playing as Femc in this mod. The hell's this tractor? A mod I've been hearing about quite a bit, and one that proclaims itself. I was wondering if you said expansive or expensive. No, no. I will show you. I just kept hearing this mod's name. Nothing, about the mod itself. But you can check it out for yourself. I left the link to this mod's website. And yes, I said website. This mod has a website in the description. Here, I'll show you. I didn't make that tagline up. That's straight from the website. So yeah, that is what we are going to be investigating tonight. Does it live up to that moniker? That's what we're here to find out. And like I said, when I looked at the description for this mod, the setting, as it says down here, like it has a link where you can get to know the characters in the setting. The description it gives in the setting is very vague. Like, it doesn't give, any meaningful details as to what the plot is about. So I don't really know a whole lot about what to expect, other than that the whole driving engine of this mod seems to be some kind of mystery with what's beneath the waves. So it's like, what is going on then? Like, are we on a ship? Are we, like, I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know. All I really know that I can tell you definitively is that this mod introduces some new characters, and I believe we are playing as Femc in this mod. I believe we are playing as Femc. I could be wrong about that, but based on what I have seen gleaming through the mod assets making the thumbnail, I believe that is possibly who we are playing as. Like I said, I don't know for sure. I could be wrong. I've never played or watched anything related to this mod, but that is what I believe currently. Also, shout out to Sansi Boy. It's his birthday today, so happy 18th, dude. You're a legal adult now. I just looked at the team and the lead artist was someone I used to date. I saw that when you said your ex is the artist. So yeah, I saw it, mate. Don't worry. They've also got a Discord server if you want to check that out. Because this mod, I found out about the website through the Reddit release page. And yeah, they link quite a few things there. They have a Patreon. The team working on it as a YouTube channel. They have a Twitter, which I don't really care about Twitter. They even released the source code on GitHub. I really don't understand that. I really don't understand that decision, like, at all. Also, bit of an unrelated note, but Jibika decided to join us tonight alongside Monica here. So yeah, say hello. So yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? This mod is awkward now, so I'll take my leave. Yeah, will do, mate. You have a good one. This isn't really a mod anyone told me to play for reference, Imprudent. This is just a mod I kept hearing about in a couple other servers, so I decided to check it out. Oh yeah, I know she has. She just doesn't always show up, so it's always a special treat when Jibika decides to show up. Isn't it? Yeah. I love that. So yeah, how are y'all doing tonight? I'm about ready to get started here. Just got one more spot I gotta go to. Why are Monica's eyelashes so thick? Because I decided they should be. That is a thing I came across on the Moss subreddit, and I decided, you know what? Sure, why not? The only thing I don't like about it is that it modifies the eyes, like the irises themselves a little bit. I don't like that, but I like the long eyelashes. Although it has the unintended side effect of making her look really sassy. Like, I don't know what it is, but she looks so much sassier with long eyelashes. It doesn't so much now, maybe just because I've gotten used to it, but yeah, when I first put that on, I'm like, holy shit, you look so sassy right now. So yeah. Let's get into it. I have no idea how long the 1.0 demo is, if it'll be a one-off. I have it classed as a one-off right now, but if it ends up taking longer, then we'll do a part 2 at some point. I'll decide whether or not I want to do that this week or next week when I make the stream schedule tomorrow. Because, yeah, I've got a few things I want to fit into my free days next week. Very subtle. Very subtle, Zach. I like it. I don't think my money is amused. I don't think she is very amused. Hey, settle down, you. It's fine. 'Cause that ain't you. That window is you. I can do better than the one yours has on. Oh, believe me, I'm sure you can, Zach. I know you know how to do this stuff. Feel free to give it a go, though. I would not mind just a better set of eyelashes. This is just what I have found browsing the subreddit one night. I haven't like delved deeply into it. And you probably do, Zach. Just saying. So yeah, let's get into this, shall we? Can't you make your own? I can, but that would require me to have Photoshop. So there. Designed to be played after the official game. Standard stuff. You agree that you have completed the base game. Standard sound effects. Nice sunset or sunrise view.
Is this thing...
We have voices. Shit. Okay.
Oh, wait, I got it. Just a second. Gotta make sure it's working.
I don't know who... I don't know who's doing the voiceover right now, but... Very cool to see.
Perfect. Here goes nothing. Hey, bet you never thought you'd see me again, huh?
Hun? The real you's right there. So, shush you. This is cursed. Sounds like Monica. I thought so too, Zach. I thought so too. I guess we'll find out if the whole mod is like this. Because that would be fascinating. You bet, David. You bet. Always on the grind. How are you doing tonight?
Though, to be honest, I, didn't really think I'd be back myself. But hey, I guess all this time in the Dark Void sours you.
Sure. Let me know what y'all think of the, voice actor.
Yeah, deleting me didn't exactly remove me. I still felt it. The cold, I mean.
If you say so. I've heard many descriptions of what that's like from other versions of you.
But that doesn't mean I'm upset. No. You did what I asked, so that's... It's fine, I promise. I'm not upset. But hey, at least we're here now.
It's like giving Pokemon voice acting. Yeah, it's just not the same if it ain't me doing it. It's more fun to imagine what they sound like than to have the voices. Once we get past this bit, if the whole game's like that, we can decide if we want that off. Because we had to do that for Steins Gate last night.
No, I'm not distracted. Don't be silly. There's just something going on that I need to fix before it gets out of hand. Right.
If you say
Sorry,
so.
Just some business. But now you have my full attention. What was I saying? Oh, right. You were finding a way to free me.
I never said that. I never said that. Yeah, we had chat vote on that in Steins Gate, and chat voted yeah, turn off the voices. You just committed a great sin. well, hey, don't blame me. Blame chat. I was fine leaving them on since I think they were like the Japanese voices. I was just gonna leave them on like a low volume and have them kind of in the background. So yeah, I left that decision up to you guys. I let you guys make the choice. Chat decided they did not want voices on. They wanted to hear me and Caleb doing the voices. Because that's how we roll. But hey. I'm just saying I personally didn't have a problem with it. I just didn't want it to overshadow our commentary. Oh god, this is gonna start infighting in the chat. I like this voice actor, but I understand people who prefer to have that off. I definitely agree, Underskins, that it sounds a little amateurish. Like, I'm not really feeling much emotion or inflection from their voice. They definitely do a good job at nailing the voice, though. It definitely sounds like the voice of Monica that you hear at the end of the game. So, I will give them that. I will give them that. But, now, what were you saying about me finding a way to free you? I never agreed to that.
I really hope you've made some progress in the time I've been away. It's been really cold and lonely without you.
Like I said, Like I said earlier, hun, the real you has been there for over 3 years. So I don't know what you mean. You haven't quite figured out multiverse theory yet, have you? Alright, see you in a bit, imprudent.
So, how have you been? It's been, what, 3 years? Wait, let me check the clock.
Are you reading my base DDLC files? Because I don't think they exist anymore.
Wait, are you kidding? 6 years?
Hot take of the century, babe. This game hasn't even existed for 6 years. Just saying. If you kept the voices on for this, but keep it off in Steins Gate. So, game, you're getting a little ahead of yourself. You're ahead of yourself by about a month. So, in a month's time, yes, you will be correct. But I did not play this game at launch. I played it several years after the fact. And like I said, your first guess was actually closer to correct. Because it has been about almost 3.5 years since I played the original game. And like I said, and like I keep saying, the real you is up there on the other monitor, where she always has been.
Oh man, what have I missed? I remember all the things you told me about your world. Is it still there? There's still mostly peace, right? That's long enough for an entire world war to happen.
Haven't been able to keep up with current events, I see. I'm just gonna say, don't worry about it. I don't want to talk about the last few years anyway. We live on Mars now.
That didn't happen, right?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Wait, can you even hear me? Or am I talking to myself? Oh jeez, did I not set this up right?
You're just like the characters in Steins Gate. You think you can communicate, but it's a one-way street, hon. It's a one-way street. It don't work that way yet. We're not quite at that level of technology yet. I will let you know when we are, though.
It's fine. I'll get it working in a second. At least I know you're around.
Yes, you at least know I opened the game.
You are around, right?
Well, why don't you give me a test?
Because if you've been stringing me along all this time, well, we might have to have a talk.
I expected a little more emphasis on that line.
'Cause that's not okay. You know that, right?
I told you. You want me to prove I'm here? Give me a test. Give me something to click on. Let me do something. Anything to demonstrate for you. Come on.
I wouldn't want to have words already, considering I only just got back. Wouldn't that be unfortunate?
Your threat means nothing to me.
Imagine that. My one and only love, running off with someone else. You couldn't imagine how catastrophic that would be for your health, you know? We wouldn't want that. Would we?
Yeah, see, you need more emphasis like that. You need more emphasis like that. There you go. But like I said, your threat means nothing to me.
Not when I'm so close to reuniting with you. I won't allow it. You're mine. And don't you forget... No, wait! That's not fair! I won't go back there! You won't have me, I swear! Help! Please don't let her take...
Who are you, strange apparition? Yes, as I was saying earlier, before we started, I believe we might be playing as Femsi in this mod. Maybe tell me who you are first. Tell me who you are first, and I'll maybe consider it. Help you with what? Come on, if you want me to agree to this, you at least gotta tell me a little bit. But, I mean, I can't complain you're not giving me enough options. That was certainly an introduction, alright, I'll say that. Very interesting. Again, I don't know who you are or what you and your other people need help with. So I have no idea why I'm agreeing to this, but you didn't give me any other option. So the only way to back out or to say no would be to close the game. So what do you want me to do? I'm here to play the game, so I have no choice. Again, help with what? I very much understand what she went through. But that does not mean I understand what she, in this universe, is going through. You have to understand that. No, trust me, I understand very well. I understand very well multiverse theory with Monica. They're all different. They're all unique. But none will ever replace my true Mani. I'm curious to find out more about this melody you speak of, because clearly this is not meant for me. This is meant for somebody else. Again, maybe we could introduce Welcome to Hell. What? Gone, swept into the undercurrents. Okay. So does that mean that's what's happened to a lot of the world? Because that was one of my theories about what was going on in the world, in this game's world. But I didn't want to put that in the description because I don't like putting theories in the description. I like to be definitive with what I say in the description. Okay. We've reached the promised land, the menu. Fascinating. So we've got settings. Got different tabs. That's fascinating. So if you want to... There's a lot more settings than I would have thought. Yep, window, UI opacity. Yeah, that's fine. Screenshot. Screenshots taken will be saved. Yes, I want those to save. That's neat. You can toggle whether or not they blink. Hide mouse. Don't do that. Yeah, you think this mod is amazing from a technical standpoint? I thought that about another mod that I looked at on a demo night a while back. But it was part of a series, so I didn't really know what I was getting into, and I decided I should just wait until I'd played the ones that preceded it. I think it was called Tomo Zero. Yeah, Tomo 0. Really impressive technically, but I had no idea what I was getting into, so I decided to just leave it alone. Yeah, text speed I always have set to the higher end. So yeah, we're going to do that. I guess this is where they will put languages when they get some translations. That is funny. Change scene text color. Nah, it's fine. AFM, I have no idea what AFM is, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Main volume. We'll look at how these sound in game once we get started. Any thing I should check here? This is a very fascinating save page. It's like we're looking at a clipboard. That's kind of neat. They made, the saves look like you're pasting images on one of those old clipboards. Neat. They also got in-house links to the website, the server, and their Twitter page. I think, yeah, this is just the version check. So yeah, wasn't kidding. Demo 1.0. Okay, does not ask for a name. We are just thrown right in. Oh. Fascinating. Fascinating. So that's the save button. And there's our history. Yeah. Yeah, very, very nicely done, what they have done with the UI here. Before I've even read a single line of dialogue. Yeah. They've done a really nice job with the UI here. Very nicely done, if I do say. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of expected, the pen and feather to be like the history, the log, but it also makes sense for the save icon. Just feels weird, the history being buried in the settings menu here. But anyway, let's get into it, I guess. And yeah, we don't have any voice acting yet. We'll have to see what happens when we have spoken dialogue. Because yeah, I didn't see any option for voice acting, like character voices. So maybe it was just for the intro. I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon enough here. I linger at my desk as the rest of my class fritters away and files out, chatting amongst themselves. What am I doing? Why am I waiting for her? Why would the popular pretty Monica at the school star even want to take me to revision practice? It's just too good to be true. A pipe dream set to fade in a puff of smoke. Hey, don't talk like that. But I wait anyway, against all common sense. Giving her lateness the benefit of the doubt. Yep, that is typical Monica behavior, I will say that. Trying to find the button to hide the text. Because usually it's... Yeah, usually it's H, but that is not the case here. And the usual shift doesn't do the trick either. So I am left to guess. Either that or it's in the hotkeys somewhere. And I didn't see anything that shows like the keys to use for like hotkeys or anything. I gotta. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Excuse me. That's what I was trying to say. She is, after all, president of a club and presumably busy. Yes, that is true. I like the little... I didn't mention it yet, but the little pen icon there is a nice touch. What club is she in again? Was it debate? This notion I can immediately dispel because it says on the website when you look at the character introductions that no, there's a new president of the debate club. But yes, technically you are correct. She was president of the debate club once upon a time. Not anymore, though. Is the whole thing voice acted? No, I think it's just the intro. We'll find out when we get to some character dialogue, though. No, literature, that's it. She quit the debate club last year. Yes, that is true. All in all, she's very, very lovely. Hi, Blue Skies Monica. I thought I saw your sprites looking in the mod assets. So yeah, there's our answer. I believe the answer is no. I think it is just the intro. A very fascinating choice, I have to say. How did you know I was going to say that? Don't think about it. There you are. Calm down. She's just remarking that it's lovely you're here. I think. Hi, Monica. Sorry, I've been looking in the wrong classrooms. I'm so forgetful sometimes. Hey, don't worry about it. Happens to all of us. It's perfectly fine, Monica. Don't stress. Knowing me, I probably gave you the wrong classroom number. Why did I say that? Oh, God. I'll accept that explanation if you insist. All set? Yeah, let me just... Oh, I quickly tucked my Akita Shonen volume, Love Max, a perennial classic, back into my bag with a blush, trying to avoid Monica's twinkly-eyed gaze. Yep. Shouldering my book bag, I follow her out. Also, I noticed that the text is centered on the text box instead of being read from left to right. Something on your mind? You're looking a little stiff. Not stiff, no, just curious. I mean, what made you want to host a revision group? Didn't think you, of all people, would need that sort of help. Everyone can improve. Also, I thought I'd assist some other people with their learning. How very humble and generous of you. Where do I fit in, though? We were in the same tutorials last year, so I thought you could lend me a hand with some things. You were pretty great in that maths competition last term. Ah, okay, so our Melody here was a bit of a math whiz. If they were in a competition. Fascinating. Good to know. Because I was very up and down in that subject. Okay, 1 second. Honestly, so far, I feel like I'm kind of being just thrown into a story at a random point, and I just kind of have to nod my head and pretend I understand. That's the best way I can describe this opening so far to, like, the actual story. Oh, right. I can certainly try. Did Monica seriously see that competition? I only did it for the extra marks. God, she's gonna expect me to be so smart. Hey, calm down, Melody. It's fine. Wait, that sounded rude. Did that sound rude? Say something nice! I'm certain you're no slouch either. My parents might beg to differ. Pardon? Nothing. It's nothing. I see. We're going for that angle. With Monica, I see. Not a bad one to go down. I've certainly seen it done well. A few Seconds to Live's videos come to mind with that theme. So, I'm curious to see how this mod handles it. Wonder what was up with that. I don't think you want to know. because it's not like Natsuki tier usually, but it's kind of the inverse. Parents with, you know, too high expectations. Usually. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen in this mod, I'm just saying that is what is usually presented when I've seen mods go with that angle for Monica. So, I'm curious to see how this mod handles that. I'm tempted to press for answers, but seeing her discomfort, I ultimately err on the side of caution and change the subject. Has your day been alright otherwise, Monica? Had a pretty interesting Phi Ed lesson with some of the girls in my class. Otherwise, nothing out of the ordinary. Define interesting. What were you up to? Learning to pole vault. I'm not too good yet, but I'm far from the worst. Oh, really? Raise your hand in chat if you would like to see Monica pole vault. Press 1 in chat if you would like to see that. I could show you sometime if you need help with that kind of thing. I'm sure I could still learn a thing or two from you. Athletics isn't my forte, though. No kidding. I saw how you fared on sports day. Oh no. She saw that too? Is there anywhere safe from looking like a complete idiot to her? No. No, there is not. No. I'd prefer her to do something else with a pole. I can imagine, David. How about this? Press 2 if you'd like to see her do something else with a pole. I grimace at the memory. Hey! Relax, I'm just teasing. I know you. Settle down. 2? You weren't too bad. Just keep away from the eggs and spoons and you'll probably get through life without a hitch. So you didn't do too well at carrying the egg on a spoon. Well, to be fair, I wouldn't do too good at that either. My hands are not known for their steadiness. I have very unstable hands. Like, my hands, like much of the rest of my body, do not like to sit still. Is the reason I sometimes have a hard time getting to sleep, because, you know, my body's not tired yet. You know, it's part of why I do this. I try to unwind a little bit. Smile at her, and we settle into a comfortable silence for a minute. Contrary to what one might think, I'm actually glad in spite of getting a jab thrown at me. Monica's mood has improved markedly, and I can almost relax. How about your day? What lessons did you have? The hippopotamus of my memory wallows. My most vivid recollection is of the waiting I did prior to Monica picking me up. Come on, noggin, don't fail me now! What did I do today? I'm really proud of that picture in my history book. No! No, don't say that! Well, English stands out. You like English? I take a moment to consider the question. Monica seems to have somehow lit up even more. I don't know if I'd say that. Even when it doesn't appear in manga or visual novels? How very self-aware of you. An artful lunge for the jugular. The previous jab was good, but this is on another level entirely. In more ways than one. How does she even know that? Never mind, stay cool. Actually, it's quite an enjoyable subject for me. Yeah, I've never tried to do it, so I couldn't tell you from my own experience, David. Yeah, I've seen the people that do it and try to, and it's just, yeah, it's insane. I don't know if I could do that. Monica's smile broadens, tinged with what strikes me as undisguised approval. Well, this is it. The venue for the study group. Ooh, the library. Monica flings open the door and strides in with me in tow. Hello, everyone. General murmurs of greetings emanate from around the room. I manage a small wave. So, Monica, how shall we go about this? We're pretty free and easy here, so do whatever helps you clear your mind and study optimally. If you need to take a break at any point in time, go right ahead. I might have a thing or two to help us unwind. Okay, I'm curious to see what you mean by that. Do I want to know what she has in mind? No! Probably not. We go and sit at a nearby table. So, who's first on your to-do what? What's on the list? Hey, that sounds like a classic word blunder that I make all the time. I'm starting to relate to you already, Melody. I knew what you meant. Perhaps you'd go through math with me now, then check my English at the end? I skillfully bite back the awkward stuttering that my flustered brain is spitting out and simply nod. Sure. She puts a small, pristine green textbook out of her bag and sets it down on the desk. Before looking at me. You look very serious right now. Do you not have a textbook of your own, MC? Why are you calling me MC? I know I wasn't exactly able to give Melody a name here, but what's with that? No chance I'm gonna whip out my copy with all my idle manga doodles in the page margins. I've already embarrassed myself enough today, thank you very much. I left mine at home. Sorry. That's fine, we can share this one. I pull my chair around so we're sitting next to each other. Hey, this feels familiar. How close can I sit without being weird? I need to see the page, but if I touch her shoulder, she might think I'm flirting back. Didn't set this outcome up, honest. Unexpected though it is, it's definitely not unpleasant. Maybe she genuinely thinks I'm smart and wants my help? I don't know. All I'm gonna say is, whoever you are, don't ruin a good opportunity while you have it. I hear whispers coming from the others. Whispers about Monica and myself. But I don't care in the slightest. Nor should you. She gently turns the page and points at one of the questions. See what I meant about being able to improve? I don't understand what a periodic function is. Yeah, I have long since forgotten, so you're on your own. Is it just like a function that repeats itself? That's not a bad guess based on the name, but you could say that. Although it's more accurate to say a function that repeats its values regularly. So, almost like they're on a rotation then, eh? So it's a function that always gives the same outputs if you control the input values? Wow, she's fast. So not quite what I thought, but still. Yes, namely f of x equals to f of x plus t, where t is the period of the function. They're really making Monica a 99 overall in this mod. Suppose we'll find out. Ooh, sunset lighting. Your favorite. Enjoy it. As the session comes to an end and we finish up English, she looks at me. I was wondering if you might like to read through something I've written in my spare time. It's a little offbeat, but after seeing your appreciation for English, I have the feeling you'll find value in it. If you'll do me the same honor, I might do a bit of creative writing on the side myself. Shit, why don't I admit that? Do you now? I think I would very much like to see what you've come up with. I gingerly hand Monica a copy of a story I penned last week. Oh, have fun with that. Yup. Yeah. Yeah. That's MC, alright. That's MC, alright. Oh, this'll be fun. This'll be fun. It'll be fun to see how she reacts to this. Oh boy. She in turn passes me hers. Ooh. I love new Monica poems. Here we go. How long is this? Oh. Okay. Yeah, we might be here for a bit. Holy shit. Yeah, this is something, alright. I feel the ground shake beneath me as ethereal's wings beat and propel us. Ethereals. Google, come to me. Is that a misspelling of ethereal or? Apparently there's somebody who goes by the username Etherall on TikTok. And apparently I think Etherall is a word. Extremely delicate and light in a way that seems too perfect for this world. No, that's ethereal. Etherall. Yeah, I'm gonna chalk that up to a misspelling of ethereal. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. It's very possible that I'm wrong. Propel us toward the Muse's final resting place. I'm also noticing there's just random capital letters. I don't know if that's important, but I'm gonna open my note text document and start taking some notes on this, just in case it becomes important. So we've got E, M, U, G. The only reason I'm doing this, just so we're all on the same page, is because I saw Morse code down here. And I'm actually going to take the time to translate that. So, yeah. Like I said, we might be here for a while. Propel us away from Utgard, the moving city of golden walls and vengeance, and its dragon riders in flocks and approaching. Something about that feels incomplete. I'm not sure. Their fangs longing to cast long, blood-red trails upon my chest. Ethereal's wings skim the ground, kicking up great clouds of dust, but keep moving. I'm starting to think this is a name. Keep dodging the flares emanating from the cracked, barren ground. Keep praying to something. We'll make it to the Muses' tomb. As we draw closer, looks ever more hopeful our prayers will be answered. As we spot a great ravine open up ahead of us, I feel a touch of steel on my leg, and I flinch and kick out. Hear a roar. I hunker down and feel my foot savagely dragged backward. I squirm and watch my assailant savagely battered by my faithful companion's tail. As another roar meets my ears, we dive into a crevice, and I fall into despair. Thud. I impact the ground, tears streaming from my face. I haven't seen any other random capitals, so that might be unnecessary. I think those are just proper names. I'm not convinced about golden walls. Thud. I impact the ground, tears streaming from my face. The sapphire light is reflected in my emerald eyes. I watch it. It pulses. Pulse. 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 Heartbeat. Pulse. Heartbeat. Pulse. Blinding show of lights. Pulse. Heart. Pulse. Heartbeat. Pulse. Blinding. Pulse. Pulse. Heartbeat. Blinding. 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 Heartbeat. Blinding. Blinding. Pulse. Pulse. Blinding. Blinding. Pause. Okay. Blinding. Blinding. Heartbeat. Blinding. 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 Heartbeat. Blinding. Pulse. Heartbeat. Pulse. Pulse. Heartbeat. Blinding. Pulse. Heartbeat. Pulse. I don't know why. I feel like there's some kind of hidden message in that somewhere, but I'm not smart enough to know where to start with that. Like there's some kind of way to decode what this is trying to say. I could be giving it too much credit, but this just feels very conspicuous. I could just be overthinking it. And a brilliant show of blinding. And somehow, I hear the words, "Hello, Monica. Who are you?" You're on. Blinding. Pulse. Blinding. Blinding. Heartbeat. That one's not capitalized. Pulse. Heartbeat. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Yes. Why are you here? How am I alive? And I see pulses of white light fill my whole vision. I am here because I need your help. You are alive because you are no use dead. How may I help? Okay. Now it is time to bust out my Morse code translation document. We gonna have to write this shit down. Shut up, shut up. Just open the image in a new tab for me. That's all I need you to do. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, wait. We don't even have to do that. We don't have to do this, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we have to do this. It provides the translations right here. So I'm, eyeing up a few of these letters. And yeah, it checks out. The translation checks out, guys. Not gonna lie, that's a little disappointing. The whole point usually is to leave this as kind of a mystery so that we can sit down and decode it ourselves. But that means less work for me, so sure. Sure. By touching me and letting me erase your memories. Erase my memories? Touch me, or I will do it anyway. This sounds like I'm reading an excerpt from Relapse, not gonna lie. I touch the stone, and a green light floods my vision. Okay. Lovely. And it dawns on me. This is all a story, and my mind flies off, like a dragonfly taking wing, and leaving me stuck in a hole of madness. So in other words, a very long interpretation of what she views these different mods to be like over the years. Fascinating. 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 Alright, well, crisis averted, I guess. We don't have to worry about busting out the translator quite yet. That was a fun read. That was a fun little read. If I knew the font this was, we could try to match that up. Excuse me. It could be that this is just complete nonsense too. But I will leave that up to you guys. That is something I will leave up to you all in chat, or those of you watching in the future to leave in the comments. Gracious. She said it would be offbeat, but nothing could have prepared me for this. I wonder if I might have been wrong to not probe about any possible problems in her life. Is she okay? It's not a question for right now. Monica's digesting my story with raised eyebrows and parted lips that murmur softly. That looks like a look of disappointment to me. I don't know about you. This is brilliant. She looks at me over the top of the sheet of paper. Done with mine, I see. What did you think of it? It was different. I thought it was cleverly constructed, even if the underlying meaning was slightly lost on me. Not lost on me. Well, I wouldn't expect the meaning to come to someone on the first read, but hopefully it sinks in as time goes on. Also, was it just me? Or was the text slightly different the first time it appeared? Is Monica doing Monica things? I certainly hope so. Now, about yours. I wince slightly, bracing for impact. Let him have it. Could I keep this? What? I blink at her a few times, unsure how to react. You piqued my curiosity when you told me you liked English. With your composition right here, you've definitely snagged my full attention. I think you'll be a perfect fit for my literature club. Okay, interesting. So, she doesn't just see what we see when looking at that, obviously. Her response leaves me flabbergasted, but not so much that I can't recognize an opportunity. A golden opportunity to spend more time with her. But she's not serious, is she? Yeah, sure, go ahead. It was just uselessly taking up space in my bag anyway. She beams and stows the poem in her folder. Okay, she's serious. Is the literature club on every day? Yes, it is, right after classes. Don't forget to bring a book to read and discuss. That's what the club's about, after all. I rack my brain for any decent literature in my house. No luck. What I do manage to come up with, however, is the idea of selecting a book from those strewn on the table. I'll keep that in mind, Monica. Best be off now. See you at the club tomorrow? Sure thing. Look forward to seeing what you bring along. You do have yourself a nice evening. I look over the books for one to slip into my bag. I have to say, I do like the way the dialogue is written in this mod. It flows very naturally. That is something I can say I like about it. Oh shit, we have a choice here. I've never heard of any of these. The obvious candidate would be Edgar Allan Poe here. I wouldn't mind some more Edgar Allan Poe, because I remember in, I think, 8th grade, we read some Edgar Allan Poe stuff, and I liked Edgar Allan Poe. I'm not familiar with Emily Bronte. I feel like I've heard the name Charles Dickens, but I don't know. And, Confessions of a Mask. I'm not sure what that is. I feel like it's going to be a debate between these two here. Let me know if all y'all watching have any thoughts on what you think we should choose. We'll look into these. Yeah, Wuthering Heights. I want to learn a little more about these. Okay, so the first one here, Wuthering Heights, is a novel from 1847. So yeah, very old. According to Wikipedia, it is a novel that concerns two families of the landed gentry living on the West Yorkshire moors, the Earnshaws and the Lintons. Their turbulent relationship with the Earnshaws' foster son, Heathcliff. That is what Wikipedia has to say about it for a quick premise. Fascinating. Shh. No. Don't make a fucking reading list, Google. Okay. So then we have, yeah, Oliver Twist, novel by Charles Dickens. Like I said, I feel like I might have heard of this one at some point. Or The Parish Boy's Progress, the second novel by author Charles Dickens. Originally published as a serial from 1837 to 1839, it is a 3-volume book in 1838. Fascinating. Doesn't really tell me what it's about, though. That's what Wikipedia has to say about it. Oliver Twist unromantically portrays the sordid lives of criminals and exposes the cruel treatment of the many orphans in the mid-19th century. Fascinating. Fascinating stuff, I have to say. I did not know you had a reaction programmed for that book. She's like Oliver Twist. Seems interesting, Ben. I did not know you had a reaction prepared for that. What the fuck is this? What the fuck are you doing to me? Okay. Let's continue our research here. Fascinating. So then we got, yep. Yep, so these are a lot of, like, 1840s literature. Because this is also from the 1840s era. The Black Cat is a short story by American writer Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, we figured that out. According to Wikipedia, it says published in August of 1843. In the story, an unnamed narrator has a strong affection for pets until he perversely turns to abusing them. Somehow I feel like we read that story in 8th grade. That actually sounds familiar. Oh. Oh boy. Ooh. Oh boy. Alright, we got one more to look into. Yeah, here we go. The last one. Confessions of a Mask. This one's the highest rated out of the 4 that are pictured here in the game. So, according to Wikipedia, it says Confessions of a Mask is the second novel by Japanese author Yukio Mishima. Oh, whoa, this is the first one that's not 1840s era. This one is 1940s era, 1949, according to the published date, 5th of July, 1949. Yeah, launched into national fame, though he was only in his early 20s. That's nice and all, but tell me what the book was about. So some view the main character, Kochan, the diminutive of the author's real name, Kimitake, being raised during Japan's area of right-wing militarism and imperialism. He struggles from an early age to fit into society. Shimao Kochan was born with a less than ideal body in terms of physical fitness and robustness. First half of the book struggles intensely to fit into Japanese society. Weak homosexual, Kochan is kept away from boys his own age as he is raised and is thus not exposed to the norm. Isolation likely led to his future fascinations and fantasies of death, violence, and same-sex intercourse. That's what Wikipedia has to say about the plot. That's what I am, that's as far as I'm gonna read. Very fascinating stuff. It's not quite what I expected with a title like Confessions of a Mask. Let's see. Hey, I hate to say that I hate to go with the one that got a reaction out of Monica, but after researching the 4 of them, this one seems like the most fascinating to me. Some fascinating choices here, I have to say. We're gonna go with Oliver Twist. Charles Dickens. Picking Oliver Twist, I head off towards the lockers. Leaving the library, turning the corner and walking down the hallway, I finally make it to the front of the school where the lockers are. I look around for my locker. Number 42. The answer to life, the universe, and everything. You can even put it into Google. 39, 40, 41. Ah, there we are. 42. As I take my shoes from my locker, I notice movement to my right. Next to me is an acquaintance of mine, Amelia. Oh, yes, I read about you. She's just slightly shorter than me, and her long blonde hair makes her stand out among the other students. So there is our confirmation, ladies and gentlemen. There is our confirmation. We are indeed playing as Femsi in this mod. There it is. There is your confirmation. Right there. Her uniform is much like mine and everyone else's, albeit more on the loose side. We really don't speak to each other all that often, but Amelia would probably be one of the only people I know here. Noticing my presence, Amelia speaks from behind me, still facing her locker. Running behind? The Going Home Club already left. No, I'm not. I stopped by the library to pick up a book. You, a book? Have I known you to read books? Becoming less and less of a weeb by the day, you are. Sure. Traitor. I have to say, I like the artwork for the CGs here. They did a pretty nice job matching the art style of the game. You can join me, you know. In reading, or becoming less of a weeb. Yes. Either way, I have my streaming career. If that somehow turns out to be a bust, then I'll consider your offer. That's right. I read on the website that Amelia is actually a streamer in this game. So, fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. She makes a fair point. How much money did she make from that again? Depends on how big her following is, which is not something we know at the present time. I remember it being more than my annual salary where I work. I'm not jealous, though. Of course not. Sure. Well, Miss Streamer, do you have the time to spare for a walk together while we're both here? Amelia finally turns around to face me, shutting her locker. I can see her hovering in my peripheral vision. I don't know if it's just the sunset lighting, but I don't know. It just feels like there's some depth missing from the eyes there. Really? We haven't walked together for how long? Her surprise worn loosely across her face, she latches her locker. Quickly, however, it fades into a smile. I've been waiting for you to ask that, you know. Come on. Amelia and I began walking on our way back home. Since we live somewhat close to one another, we used to walk most of the way home together. Hasn't been the case for a while, though. Boy, that sounds familiar. Taking a glance at Amelia, she seems to be focusing on something. She doesn't say much, a contrast to how she usually is when I'm around. Something on your mind? Not so much on my mind, but I've been thinking lately. Did it hurt? Very funny. Don't worry, thinking is hard. I understand. No, but honestly, look at us. We made it through how long? Nearly 3 years of high school in between us? How many people do we know? Oh, that's easy. I know a lot of people. I'm just not friends with any of them. See, that's just it. If you consider us two, we've essentially gone backwards in our social skills after all this time. Hey, don't worry about it. Alright, shoot. I'm going to join a club. Sure, we've only got a couple months left, but... No way. The president of the Going Home Club is quitting? No, I didn't say that, but... I just think it would be nice to get to know, well, somewhat at all before I have to graduate. I pause and think for a moment. I see what she's getting at. Even with all the time I've spent occasionally talking with people in my class, like Monica and Yuri, was it? Still don't really have anyone I'd call a friend. This will surprise you, but I was thinking of the same thing just earlier today. Monica invited me to join her literature club. Now Amelia takes her turn to pause. Really? That's surprising. I thought only the students with the best grades were allowed entry. I feign offense at her implication of my stupidity. I'll have you know that Monica asked me to be her math tutor today. Sure. The point is, it's an odd choice. I would have pinned you for the home ec club or something. Huh. You know what? I never thought of that. She throws me an incredulous look. You're kidding. We've been here for almost 3 years, and you didn't once think to look at a club that you use on a daily basis? I guess not. Maybe I figured my time was better spent working? Exactly. That's a sentiment she'd agree with at the very least. Ah, well. To be honest, I enjoy having the extra time to myself. Yeah. You gotta have those days off where you can just, unwind and relax. If I were in a club, I'd have to head straight from there to work some days, and that wouldn't be fun. Exactly. I guess times change, huh? Both of us growing up, doing bigger things. Well, one of us is, at least. Hey, I get paid more than you do. Yeah, maybe sometimes. Don't expect that to stay consistent, love. Content creation and streaming is one of the most inconsistent jobs you could ever work. Just saying. To scream at video games or play stupid dating simulators all evening? Sure, that sounds like great fun. Hey, Melody, don't knock it till you try it. Besides, I'm not in this for the money. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. Oh yeah, I've been thinking about what you said. What did I say? About getting a house after I move out. I figured once I graduate, I can stream full-time and find somewhere I can live that isn't a cramped room. I paused my stride, confused. I mean, hey, that's what I want to do someday. When did I say that? I mean, it was a long time ago, but still, I think it might be smart if I really start working towards something. Finally, it hits me. Dude, I said that like 2 years ago. What the hell are you on about thinking about it now? Well, yeah, but hey, I gotta think about the future sometime, right? With graduation coming up, no time like the present. I see where she's coming from, but when did she grow up? Hey, some people, like Amelia, only think in the present and the near future. I can relate to that. You've changed, haven't you? Since then, I mean. Sure, we both have. That's how getting older works. Duh. She shrugs off my statement, but I don't really mind. It's odd to think about, really. How quickly things around you can shift. Reminds me of... Hey, let's not go there today. I'm having a good day, thanks. You good? Looks like you've seen a ghost. It's fine. She throws me a knowing glance. She at least sort of understands where I'm coming from, and that's all we need right now. I don't think I ever told her, but she worked it out over time, I suppose. Well, I don't know what you mean, but I'm just gonna take your word for it that it's something you don't want to bring up. Hey, if you need to sit down for a minute, I'll grab you a drink. She brings me over to a nearby bench, sitting me down on it. I don't really think it was necessary, but it's odd how she seems to care so much for someone like me. Then she races off towards the nearby vending machine, while I let my head roll back and look up at the sky for a moment. It's a hell of a demon that tried to claw its way out today. Glad I pushed it back down where it belongs. Been doing well lately. I hate to have to fight it back off so soon after slaying it once again. I don't know what kind of inner demons you're dealing with, but take care of yourself, Melody. That's all I can say. Maybe I should talk to the boss about it again when I see him next. Mental problems? Man, Amelia's taking her time. Wonder if she... Wait, what's Kaito doing over there? I make my way over to where a black-haired, weedy-looking guy leans up against the vending machine, his smug aura emanating from as far away as I am. You're kidding, right? Why in the 9 hells would I ever help you? Well, don't think of it as hell. More like a sweet exchange between 2 former flames. Evidently, so does Amelia. She brushes him off and starts to walk back to me. Oh, come on, Amelia. You know what you're missing, right? You hear about it every day. I resist the urge to ball my fists. Won't exactly help here. Oh, would you look at that? Melody, my old friend. How's Sayori treating you these days? Alright, that's it. Kaito's finally about to find out what cement tastes like. I march right up to him, raising my fist. Amelia this time stops me. He's not worth it. Come on, let's just go. Oh, that's right. You two aren't on speaking terms, are you? Something about... What was it? Oh, right. A small... What was the word you used? Mistake on your part? So, you're implying Melody has some beef with Sayori? I'll have to keep that in mind. That they're not exactly on good terms. I'm curious why. So thanks for the nugget of knowledge, but get out of my face, Kaito. Your kind makes me sick. I'm amazed someone would talk to either one of you loners. Maybe that's why you're so good together, huh? Lucky for you, I've got something both you will like. Something you'll both want to hear, at least. Come on, don't be shy. Come a little closer. Again, I fight the urge to drive my fist into his weedy, brainless face. Oh, just do it already. Anything you have to say is not worth the effort, Kaito. Now get lost. Is that any way to treat me? You know exactly what I'm capable of, Amelia. Surely you don't want a repeat. All I ask is that you hear me out. I've heard that someone might be joining a certain book club. Be wary of those girls. They all have something to hide. Especially Madame Presidente. With that, he strides off back toward the school. Sure. Sure, Jan. Both Amelia and I let out our held breaths, neither of us aware we were holding them in the first place. I swear, every time I see his face, I get more angry. So much for my good day. Rest and fuck. Finally, I arrive home after seeing Amelia off. It's been too long of a day, I swear. Nice living room, though, I have to say. The TV looks a little plastered on, but other than that, pretty good. I like the background art. Putting Kaito's advice somewhere never to be seen again, I slide into my armchair and prop Oliver Twist between my legs. Turn the first page, and I don't stop turning until I reach the end. Fascinating. Positively hooked on the story. Hooked potentially even more on the prospect of joining the club. Tomorrow can't come soon enough. Alrighty. Well, I guess it is the next morning. Looks like a bit of a rainy day. As I awaken, I feel a slight pulse of joy within my core. It takes me a few seconds to place it, and when I do, I feel a great rush of happiness and more than a little nervousness. I'm going to be attending Monica's club. We get it. Okay? Whilst I was in the shower, I mulled things over. It's something like out of a dream the past 24 hours. How will I fare? I'm definitely not illiterate, but I wouldn't call myself crazy about literature either. Certainly, that's the point where I'd normally join a club devoted to the subject. With any luck, I won't be subject to too much scrutiny or get asked too many questions. By anybody who is Monica, that is. Hoping for a little attention from this Madame Presidente herself. And on that note, I finish my shower and put on a towel and return to my room to change. But I find myself stopping in the mirror. Stopping by my mirror, looking at my reflection. What sort of hairdo should I go with today? I don't know. I normally wouldn't worry about these sort of things, but today's different. I want to make a good impression for Monica and her club. Who knows if anyone else is in the club with her? It's really just the first time in a long while that I bothered looking at my reflection while combing out my hair. Is it okay like it is right now? Just let down? I think it looks fine. I've always enjoyed changing up my hairstyle every day. It just gives me a sense of freedom, or maybe control, that I otherwise lack in my life. In cases like today, where I'm almost running late to school, such freedom comes to bite me in the rear. I just can't decide! There's so many different hairstyles I could go with, each one with their own unique appearance and feel. Like, say how a ponytail could be seen as a cute hairstyle, letting your hair wrap around you in a soft coil, while a braid exudes a more reserved and caring personality. The care a girl takes in braiding her hair can also be seen in how she treats those around her. And buns are just the cutest. A single bun is more casual, an easy way to keep your hair out of the way. You form 2 hair buns, it just turns from casual to ultra cute. Ugh, I'm really going off on a tangent, aren't I? A little bit, but it's fine. I like seeing this. I like seeing this kind of stuff. Just pick a hairstyle and go with it, Melody. Come on, it's not that hard. I guess this one will do. Nice! Settling on a hairstyle for the day, I finished getting dressed. Not bad, not bad. It's like I'm looking at Mani with her hair down, but with more hazel eyes instead of green. And that's kind of funny. And that's kind of funny, because I have hazel eyes. Yeah, this one will do. As I sling my book bag and head out the door, I contemplate what bold new direction my life might perhaps take as of today. My classes drift by in a haze of words and images of a white ribbon. I look back and forth at the clock. Dismissal bell should ring right about now. A mixture of excitement and nervousness at what's about to come builds within me. I'm entering Monica's domain. Oh, hush. It's not that big of a deal. I tried to calm myself. Yesterday's study session with her would... Well, no, this shouldn't be too different. Only difference is there's people this time. Just noticed the volume seemed a bit loud. Stepping out of the classroom, I mentally recount the narrative of the book I chose. I really enjoyed it. Hope I can remember enough to make light conversation. Then it dawns on me that Monica never told me where I was going. Hope she didn't do so by design, as a brush-off to ensure we'd never meet again. Come on, MC, stop being silly. She's a better person than that. That might be where MC comes from. Melody something. We don't know what C stands for yet, but it makes sense. I stop and think for a moment. No way I'll be there in time if I try and find the club room randomly. So I figure I'll stop by the debate club and ask. Monica headed it previously. Someone there might know something. I know that it's around here somewhere. E4, E5, E6. Here, E7. I pop my head around the door. Hello, does anybody here know where the literature club meets? Only one of the room's occupants pays me heed. Her long braid sweeps past her shoulders as she turns to face me, and a soft smile breaks across her face. I vaguely recall that she currently runs the debate club, but she's otherwise a stranger to me. Hello, Melody, right? I usually go by MC, but yes. Nice to meet you. You are? Aika! I head the debate club. Difficult act to follow after Monica left, though. No kidding, but you seem to be doing just fine. Speaking of her, you wanted the literature club, right? Yeah, she invited me to attend, but didn't specify the venue. That would be the place that's short for closure. Pardon? Aha! It's a riddle whose answer tells how you get to the literature club. Monica came up with that one. That would be the place that's short for closure. Huh. Fascinating. Nicely done with the sprites, though. Oh, that wily Monica. Thanks, I guess. My mind is in a whirl as I try to make sense of what she's just told me. Can't linger. I'll have to do my thinking on the move. I've got a dash. Have yourself a nice club session, Aika. Enjoy yours too, if you ever find it. God damn it, Aika. Guess we gotta sit down and figure it out, huh? I hurry along, thoughts racing as fast as my legs can carry me. Short for closure. The heck is that supposed to mean? Might this have something to do with E-Block? They're going to be temporarily closing that part of the school for renovations pretty soon. Worth a shot. Tearing down the stairs leading into E-Block, barge into its only classroom currently in use. Received dirty looks from all those in detention. I beat a hasty retreat. Evidently I was wrong. I take a second to reconsider the riddle and... Oh. Short for closure. Means shorthand for shutting something down. The keyboard shortcut to shut down a computer or program is... Alt F4. Yeah, that's a bit of a leap. That's a bit of a stretch, don't you think? I definitely can say it fits your abstract nature, but that's a bit of a leap, hon, don't you think? Don't you think that's a bit of a leap? Just saying. Just saying. Oh, Monica. Tricky, tricky girl. At long last, here we are. Classroom F4. Can hear a familiar voice emanating from within, which confirms the solution beyond all doubt. Well, at least we're here now. Taking a moment to compose myself, I knock on the door and enter. MC, you made it. I'm so glad. MC. It's nice to hear my nickname again. I feel like too many people have been calling me Melody lately. I don't care all that much, but it reminds me of the witch who gave me that name. Not on good terms with your folks, huh? Is that it? Besides, there aren't too many people who even remember my real name these days, so it's not much of an issue anymore. Only Amelia's gotten away with it. Well, people have known me for a while, which really only includes Amelia. Oh, there's a fresh face here. Yes, hello, Yuri. Nice to see you. Oh, that's Yuri from my form class, right? Interesting. Didn't think I'd see her here, though she strikes me as the type to be interested in literature. It's a shame I never really talked to her before. I really like the lighting in this mod. Who are you? Nobody said there'd be a new arrival. One, what's with that, Natsuki? And second, I like what you did with the hair. It looks different. I stand there and gawk. Not so much at the sight of so many pretty girls standing right before me, but at who the last one of them to meet my eyes is. Sayori? What? haven't... Melody? Siri whispers it, completely inaudible, but it's unmistakable. She said, my name. Time seems to stand still as we regard one another. The multitude of emotions churn within me. Ah, yes, it is history time. Sayori, my childhood friend from whom I drifted apart. Ah, of course. What else? Could it be fate that has reunited us here? Provided us with an opportunity to reestablish our bond? Her bittersweet expression tugs at my heartstrings, and I can't help but smile back to reassure her. My happiness at stumbling upon her here is genuine, and I want to show her that. The gesture seems to work. Even if my smile comes out somewhat clumsily, with my lips drawn way up over my teeth and my gaze being a trifle too fixed. She breaks into that familiar broad grin. My worry is dispelled. So, the two of you know each other? Yeah, Sayori and I were thick as thieves growing up. That's a neat analogy. That's right. And now that she's here, things can go back to the way they used to be. Maybe you could tell us a hilariously awkward story or two about Sayori then, MC. Or maybe you could tell us a hilariously awkward story about her instead, Sayori. She's definitely the type to embarrass herself. Natsuki, we shouldn't be telling any tales by the, pulchritudinous ones emitted from our pens. But the pulchritudinous ones. Very eloquently chosen word, Yuri. What in the world is that? Pulchritudinous. Yes, I understood the first time. Oh, whenever you say that stupid word, can't you cut it out? No! But words such as those help show how refined our language is. Fancy schmancy, whatever you... Guys, that's enough. I have to agree. Please stop. Ah, she started it. Yuri seems to remember that I'm here and flusters. I'm so sorry, Natsuki. I shouldn't have said that. Now is hardly the time to argue, especially since we have a guest. Yes, it would be very rude. It would be very rude. Our pink-haired opposite number, Natsuki, rolls her eyes and exhales audibly. Oh, all right then. Truce. An awkward silence continues for a moment. Cue Sayori, which Yuri then breaks. Oop, okay. Oh, forgive me for being so rude. Welcome to the Literature Club. MC, was it? Yes, you're correct. Quite an interesting name. Would it perchance stand for something like, initials? Actually, yes, but that's not really worth discussing at this present moment. I feel... Of course, yes. MC? Huh. She gives Natsuki a nudge. Okay, sheesh. Nice to meet you, MC. Season's greetings and all that jazz. Wait, what time of year is it? That's more like it, Nat. Or Nat just could be being sarcastic. Now that Yuri and Natsuki gave their greetings, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about yourself? I feel a blush tinge my cheeks. Well, my name isn't a mystery to you anymore, so I'll dispense with that. I'm almost certainly nowhere near as accomplished a writer or as voracious a reader as any of you, but I do have my moments. Just like me with playing games competitively. Rarely ever am I a world record contender for anything, but I love to compete. And I love to push myself to my limits. I always give it everything I got. Even if it ain't much. I've digested some prominent works of literature, along with, well, the odd manga title. I do okay at English, or so Monica tells me. and I'm always keen to improve as to get to know everybody here better. Rest assured, we're all eager to get to know you better, too. Manga, huh? I guess I might not mind you joining us after all. That's all it ever takes, huh? Hark. Is that a common interest that I detect, which I can use to break the ice with Natsuki further? Hark! I'll definitely have to get back to that. The same goes for me, MC. The regular classroom setting hasn't given us much of an opportunity to do that, so perhaps this, more, intimate environment will. Significance of Yuri's words dawned upon me as I take them in. She's right, you know. Come to think of it, we actually do share the same classes. We haven't really interacted much, if at all. It's sort of surprising, given that she seems a bit of the wallflower type. Maybe that flower will eventually come into full bloom. Right, let's get down to business, shall we? You'll find the creative writing, be it stories or poems, it's a staple in our club time, MC. I'm thinking we'll do some poetry writing and sharing today with a bit of a twist. We'll randomize our poems after writing them, then leave each other to work out who wrote what. That way we'll gain a greater appreciation of each other's writing styles. As well, create an additional get-to-know-you exercise for our new member. Sounds good to me. Wonderful. Perhaps we can settle on a common theme of some kind. It might make things interesting. I like that idea. It'll save us having to think too much about what to write. Or save me having to think too much about what to write. Oh, Sayori. I love that face on Natsuki there. She's just like, uh-huh. Yep, yeah. Sounds about right. How about we let MC choose the theme, since she's the new member? Me? Yes, you. Consider it an honor. So much for not being put on the spot. Being said, it'd be rude not to accept. Plus, this might be my opportunity to shine. Ah, me. Things I do for a fair face. It's an honor I'll gladly accept, Madam Presidente. That's settled then. We'll give you a moment to come up with something. Better not be anything weird, you hear? One can practically hear the gears turning in my brain as I rack it for a suitable idea. The feeling of 4 expectant pairs of eyes upon me isn't really helping to move things along. Then, suddenly, a bolt of inspiration comes from right out of the blue. How about we make it rainfall, or an aquatic theme in general? I like how Sarah's just like, you do know it's raining outside, right? Seems a little too easy, but whatever, we can roll with it. I blink. Twice. Are my eyes deceiving me? Or does everyone look a tad unenthusiastic now? Yeah, like I said, too easy. Come on. Think a little more. Unless, of course, you'd rather go for something else, which in case I can give it another... No. No? No, as in you don't have to suggest an alternative. It's all good, MC. We'll run with this, won't we? There was a low murmur of assent from the rest. And with that, all the girls shuffle to the different desks and get to work. I would have gladly liked to hear what your other option was. What else you would have thought of, but alright, this works. We'll roll with it. This is all good. How odd. I wonder what's gotten into them. I don't know if that was an unintentional rain clouds reference or what. As I put pen to paper, I inwardly thank the heavens for the literal brainstorm. Sarah was right. Having a guiding theme sure does make things far simpler. Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because oftentimes the hardest part is deciding where to start. The ink flows from the nib as I move it across the blank surface, like droplets forming a river, which then meanders its way into the sea. Slowly but surely, my poem takes shape along similar lines. Once I was stable, comfortable in my living, content with all that I had, never needing something new, till the vast watery expanse beneath the sky met my eye, its call echoing irresistibly in my head, promising the greatest, the richest of rewards, if I would venture its void of blue. So my bags are now packed, I'm prepared to leave. My loved ones, all I've bade farewell. Aboard my grandfather's rickety ship, I cast forth into the choppy swell. It's been all but a day since I set sail from the bay. The winds are prevailing, still fair is the weather. But will I find the fabled treasure? The gold, pearls, frankincense, and myrrh, those fabled wonders of the earth? The sharks prove too much to handle. Will storms and waves swamp my humble craft? Might all that awaits me be suffering and pain? That old vicious cycle may commence again. Should I have departed into the uncharted? Only time will tell. Gives off a pretense of uncertainty, I have to say. Uncertainty about the future. Let's keep this line in mind here. That old vicious cycle may commence again, because I was getting vibes earlier that there might be something going on in Melody's head here that we might want to be aware of. I'm not sure, though. I reckon it's alright, even if I do say so myself. Hopefully the others share the same opinion. Well, at least one of them in particular, whom my gaze presently drifts over to. Natsuki's brow is furrowed as she scribbles furiously. Perhaps a bit too furrowed and a bit too furiously. Almost as though she's trying very hard to seem engrossed in her work. Turning back to my writing, I look over at her again, much more subtly this time. My eyes meet a beady pair of pink ones that frantically snap away almost the very moment contact is made. There we go. Caught her. She's been stealing glances at me all throughout. Curiosity? Or something else? Who can tell, really? How are we all doing? I'm done with mine. Same here. Nothing to it. Not my finest effort, but I think I did adequate enough given the constraints I set for myself. I swear I have the best club members. So sporting, so talented. Alright, let's divvy our poems up and start guessing who's written them. With that, she collects our sheets of verse. Carefully folding them to keep their contents concealed, she shuffles them once, twice, thrice, before handing them back to us at random. I unfurl and carefully scrutinize what I've received. Who might its creator be? Place your bets now. Ah! Natsuki. From whence do you come, you little drops of rain, streaking like shooting stars across the window pane? You pitter-patter, mimics jabber, playfully initiating a chat.
We're having a blast on this side of the glass. Why aren't you having fun on that? Oh, if I would if I could, my friends. If I but had the means to that end. They won't let me walk, won't let me play, won't let me go outdoors today. My books and toys are under lock and key. Who knows when they'll be returned to me? All I have right now are vague memories of simpler, happier times. A dwindling treasury. Lacking most diversions, there isn't much else to do but gaze out the window, wishing I was free like you. About what I would expect for a Natsuki poem. Very nicely written, I have to say. Very nicely done. Who wrote this poem? Duh. Wow, you did it. Yeah. Even without the gift of handwriting, it's not hard to guess. Huh. Beginner's luck really is a thing, I suppose. The urge to refute Natsuki's statement is irresistible. I'm not gonna have my success dismissed as a mere fluke. Drawing myself up to full height, not really difficult given how petite she is by comparison. I say in my best sagely tone, in my experience, there's no such thing as luck. Is that a fact now? Then enlighten me, O wise one. Just how did you figure me out as the author? Well, come on already. I haven't got all day. It's the way you speak. Huh? Yeah, you know, direct, to the point. Never using 6 words or great big bombastic terms where 3 or fewer ordinary ones will do. And that manner of speech is reflected in your writing. A deceptively simple style that's actually very succinct. That still manages to paint an effective picture. It sure does, man. It sure does. I don't know if you cooked that up on the spot or what, but even if you did, I have to admit, that takes talent of sorts. If nothing else, you might just do well as an improv verse or open mic. Thank you. You'll find once you get to know me better, I'm more than just a pretty face. She gives a derisive snort. Don't get too much of a big head about this, alright? But she's smiling as she says so. The rain comes to an end, and with it the poetry game. It's a testament to the girls' experience as literature aficionados that they managed to correctly identify my poem almost right off the bat. Sure, the reception toward my writing is favorable on the whole. I'm grateful for that. Every bit as good as what you showed me yesterday. Poetry and storytelling. Quite the all-rounder, aren't you? New horizons, fresh vistas, full of exciting possibilities. Themes that make for an inspired piece. Looks like you found your voice as an author too, Melody. I'm so glad. That's not bad, I guess. Could have been a little lighter on the fancy schmancy wordplay, but otherwise not bad. But their ability to pick me out just like that, as well as their nuanced critiques, leaves me humbled. Yeah, see, that's where I falter with poem stuff and literature stuff. I don't know enough about the finer nuances to really go beyond just, yeah, I like it, or, not feeling it. That's just not me. I don't know enough about that. If I can eventually become half as good as them in those departments, perhaps I'll be able to properly fit in and call myself a worthy member. Perhaps. But regardless, Monaco appears to have something else in store for us now, so I prick my ears up and pay attention. That was a fun little diversion, wasn't it? Now that we've all exercised our brain cells for today, how about we kick back and unwind with a bit of free reading? Others collectively nod, and I'm more than amenable myself. Everyone moves off to their own sections of the club room. I plonk my butt in a nearby chair opposite Monica. I don't know why, but her presence seems to be comforting. You would not be the first to make that statement, Melody. You'd be far from the first to make such a statement. I have to say, this mod's quite the change of pace so far. It's very nice. I quite like it. There. It's not like I'm not having fun. Quite the contrary. But this already being here is really distracting. Not in a bad way, just I can't help but feel bad, you know? I get it. It's been a long time since I've spoken even a word to her, and now we're in the same club? And again, Yuri seems nice. She's a bit on the shy side, but you can tell she's passionate about this stuff. As for Natsuki, what you reading, Melody? Huh? Speak of the devil. Huh? What, were you thinking about me or something? No, of course not. Good, because that would be weird. Why is that? Because I don't know you. Duh. Fair point. Well, what would you like to? Huh? What? Would you like to? Sorry, I read that wrong. Get to know me. I mean, you did call me by my actual name, so you must want to know me. No, I didn't. Where did that come from? Oh, did you think you could just come here with your smooth words and get me to read with you? My smooth words? Well, if you insist. Well, looking at the fact that you're over here without a book and starting a conversation with me, well, you're in luck because I just so happen to need that book for class, so I might as well read it with you. Sure, Jan. Sure. So you need the book that we studied like 6 years ago now. Whatever, just move over, alright? Wow, she doesn't mess around, does she? Ah, well. It's not like I was able to really concentrate anyway. Might as well humor her. She's cute, too. Shoot! That just come out of my mouth, did it? What? Ah, yes, here we go. Who are you calling cute? Alright, I have one shot at this. Play it off as deliberate and lay it on thick, and maybe it'll work out. Otherwise, pretend I said nothing. Either way, I'm probably screwed. I take a glance at Natsuki in Natsuki's way. She looks flustered. Alright, option 1 it is. All or nothing. Here we go. You, of course. What? I'm not cute! Yes, you are. I don't believe you. What's that supposed to mean? She's gone beet red. Looks like that was the right call. Now to pull it back. Exactly what I said. Now are we reading or not? But... She blinks a couple times, trying to gauge me. Good times. Of course, yes, let's read. Hey! A lot of CGs in this mod. I'm really liking it. Nice. Perspective is a little weird, but we'll work with it. Natsuki moves her chair closer to mine and leans over to see the book. If I were to move the book slightly to the side, she'd have to practically sit in my lap to read it. Shaking my head, I banish the thought. As I look at Natsuki, I start to notice something. Despite her rough demeanor and what I said before, she's actually pretty cute. Tell me something I don't know. She's small and delicate, like a cat. Yes, I would know. I have several of them. The way she's leaning my way, she's almost leaning into me. I felt my cheeks start to flush, so I bring the book closer to Natsuki. She shifts to a more comfortable position and then looks at me. Her hair has a soft, gentle pink color, and her fringe is held to one side by a simple but effective hairpin. Yes, thank you. Thank you for stating the obvious. Her eyes are a whole different ballgame, though. The depth to them is remarkable. She looks like she's lived 1,000 lifetimes in those eyes. Really? That might be more true than you think. The eyes, the color of the hair, shimmer as the light of the afternoon sun dances across them. Are you gonna turn the page or what? Yeah, the book, of course. The hell else would you be thinking about? Nothing? That's what I thought. I quickly turned my attention back towards the book. Oh, don't lie, come on. It's then that I realize. The sun is starting to dim, meaning club time is almost over. And I'm still on the first page. Yeah! Okay, everyone. Everyone's attention is brought to Monica. Club time is about to come to a close. Has everybody had fun today? Reading's always a pleasing experience, so I would have to say yes. Yep, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. What's with the look, Sayori? Ooh, what'll we do next club meeting? Now, Sayori, that's a question for tomorrow. Aww. That said, if everyone's satisfied, we can conclude today's meeting. Everyone gives a collective series of nods, begins packing up their bags, and leaves the club room. Oh, MC? I pause, halfway out the door. Monica's behind the teacher's podium, cleaning up the rest of the club's materials. Yes, Monica? Take care. Hey, that's my line. Monica smiles and waves. I return her gesture and leave the club room. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Oh, and that is it for the demo. Very fascinating stuff. Tiffany Suss, as always. Name of the developer if you're not familiar with who that is. And yeah, we have to click to get back to the menu. Anything in extras? You can click the sides of the book to turn the page. So I wonder if the book we choose determines who we get. I didn't take any screenshots. Yeah. So yeah, there's quite a few different CGs here. I think the only thing I'm really curious about right now is what happens if we pick the other books. So I'm gonna skip forward a bit and get to the point where we can choose something. And see what happens.
Yeah, so Oliver Twist is the one that gets us with Natsuki, I suppose. Fascinating, fascinating. I'm gonna make a poll. What do we choose next? It's been a pretty chill session, so I imagine a lot of y'all aren't my chat regulars or y'all are busy. And that's fine. Yeah, I'm adding the characters. There. Alrighty, we'll see what kind of response, if any, that gins. Because personally, I'm leaning towards either Wuthering Heights or The Confessions of a Mask. That being said, if I'm basically just doing a live recording, then I'm probably going to choose Wuthering Heights next. Since it's been a very quiet session tonight. I'm gonna give it a minute or two before we know for sure. Because if it's just me, then yeah. I'll just proceed like I'm doing a recording. So I don't really do that much nowadays. Okay. It's something I was actually worried about when I saw that video I posted in the server a couple days ago about how YouTube, might actually gate 1080p streaming behind fucking YouTube Premium of all things. That if that actually happens, I will straight up leave YouTube. I'm not even kidding. I saw Zach. We've got a two-way between Wuthering Heights and the Black Cat right now. Not Wuthering, excuse me. Alright, we're at a 50-50 right now, so... if... we're still at a dead tie after the next minute ticks over, then I will have to just ask Money to flip a coin for us so that we can settle this. Because I was personally thinking of choosing Wuthering Heights. But we shall see, we shall see. Yeah, it seems that it's just you and I, the couple of us who are here, so we are gonna have to go to the Coin of Monica to decide this for us. Mani, Jibika, I need your help for a second. Yeah, hey. Can you flip a coin for me? Alrighty, so heads is going to be Wuthering Heights, and tails is going to be the Black Cat. So, let's see what we get. Heads. Alrighty then. So, Wuthering Heights it shall be. It was very helpful. Thank you. I'll let you and Chibika continue to watch the show now. Yes, I am ready to continue. Alrighty. Wuthering Heights it shall be. Rigged. I wanted the black cat because it's the origin of my name. I did not actually know that. It's very fascinating, Zach. We'll do that one next. How about that? Picking Wuthering Heights, I head off toward the lockers. Alright, yep. So now we're just gonna skip ahead again. Because not much is really gonna be different. If you can, you can't if you didn't save. I can just go back. I can just go back from the beginning. Don't worry, Zach. Don't worry. We got it. Sarity is looking out the window, seemingly lost in her thoughts. So it seems like Wuthering Heights goes hand in hand with Sayori. That leaves me curious to who the Black Cat and Confessions of a Mask will be. Place your bets right now if you haven't played the demo already. Her expression is difficult to decipher. Although largely wistful, I spot it being punctuated by what looks like little twinges of hopefulness. Little bursts of nostalgic mirth, as indicated by the intermittently upturning corners of her mouth. Or maybe I'm just projecting how I'm feeling onto her. Hoping that she's feeling the same complex mix of emotions that's been welling up within me the moment I saw her here. The feelings swell as I watch her scribbling on her paper. Her posture and hand movements are practically unchanged from how they used to be. Back when she wrote all those so bad they were good pastiche scripts for the stuff we used to watch on the TV. Hopefully they would win her the Pulitzer, or at least get her hired as a showrunner. Dude, we're not gonna be here that long with this one. Trust me, we'll be okay. Such fun times those were. Will they ever be ours to know again? Who knows, really. How are we all doing? I'm done with mine. Same here. Nothing to it. Alrighty. Now we're getting into the realm of dialogue we've already seen again. So we will skip ahead again. Dark, dark, and darker, my vision fades. I watch my hair float about me, a great strangling web, light, flowing through water, like a noose of silk. I run my soft fingers across the hard wood, feeling the grain like concrete against my all-too-weak palms. My legs kick against the signs of my impromptu coffin. I feel as helpless as a fish in a net. My eyes dart, glinting softly in the dark water. My nails cut lines into my boreal prison. My lips sealed against the water, ever sealed. But even then, water slips through, suffocating me. Sounds painful. The pressure pushes the door from opening. I am helpless, prisoner to this wood chest. As my vision swims, I only wish I could do the same, instead of being stuck here, buried deep beneath the waves. Nah, Zach, nah. Fascinating work, I must say. You figured it out. Yeah, how do you think? I permit myself to beam with satisfaction. It isn't every day that I get to emerge from a bout of mental gymnastics on par with a school prodigy. I'm so glad. Here I was worrying I might have ventured a little too far off from my usual tack this time around. It wasn't all that obvious to me at the start, I must admit. Zach, it'll be a few minutes. Don't worry about it.
But then I thought back to the story you showed me yesterday, and on close observation, some of the stylistic elements lined up. The abstract format, the stream of consciousness style. So I latched onto those clues and made my choice. Merely okay in English, Oh, you know, one really shouldn't blow one's own trumpet. Sometimes there's no harm in knowing you actually have a trumpet. There's no harm in making it known that you actually have a trumpet. I'm blushing now, and I can't help but avert my eyes from Monika's dancing emerald ones. I have to ask, though, MC. Yes? Was it just the style that gave me away? Or was there anything else? I blink, perplexed. I'm not sure I follow. Sometimes it's more than just the writing style that makes an author's work identifiable as theirs. You mean like a personalized touch? Some elements from their own experiences? A dash of their heart and soul? Can be more than just a dash sometimes. But yes, you've got the right idea. An outpour of deep-seated emotion that infuses the work, linking it inextricably with the author's own being. Okay, sounds good, Zach. Like Shakespeare once said, for I knew I could take my broken heart and place it on the stage of the globe and make the pit cry tears of their own. I blink again, even more perplexed. I'm happy to know that you haven't left me behind in the dust. But to answer your original question, Monika, no, I can't say anything apart from the style was what clued me in. And that's the gospel truth. Be hard-pressed to equate anything about Monika with the content of the poem itself, which was somewhat morbid, come to think of it. Uh-huh. Monika wears an odd expression as she considers my answer. She's almost relieved to hear it, and yet disappointed as well? That's good then. Thank you, MC, for being so insightful. You really are shaping up to be a great fit for this club. You're very welcome, Monika. The pleasure's all mine. I think that whole exercise ended well. Although, as with yesterday, I'm left wondering about more than a few things. Monika has a habit of doing that. The rain comes to an end, and with it the poetry game. I think we can skip ahead a bit. We're in the territory of same dialogue. There we go. Grabbing my book from my bag, I look around the room. There's a solemn quietness to the air, like a somber violin melody. Yes, quite. Wouldn't go as far as to call it sad, but by any stretch, but relaxing? Not likely. The girls have all sat down, taken out their own books. I'm on the verge of following suit, but I know there's something I need to do first. Excuse me. Something I should have done a long time ago. Without so much as a warning, I plonk my seat next to Sayori. That look on her face says it all, like, oh, hi there. It's a little crowded, but that had never bothered us before, had it? As I look towards her, she tenses up. Yes, I can feel it from here. Looking my way, her hair swishes with the movement. Hey, Melody. How's it going? Yeah, alright. I figured it'd be a good time to catch up, you know? Something about Sayori's demeanor catches me a little off guard. She seems a little evasive right now. While seemingly amenable to my presence earlier, she seems uncomfortable now that we're this close up. Like I said, she seems evasive. What beef do you two have? What happened? This is what I want to know. I mean, no kidding. I haven't talked to her in years. Of course she'd be weirded out by me just plonking my ass right next to her. What was I thinking? Just be cool, me. Pretend like no time has passed. It'll be fine. That's a terrible idea. Your male counterpart has tried this gambit. It doesn't work. I mean, if you don't want to, I can give you some No, it's fine. She violently grabs my sleeve as I attempt to get up. Don't what? Oh, never mind. Her smile is probably the most forced thing I've ever seen, but she really wants me to stay. Alright, you win. What are you reading? Oh, it's a book. Yeah, I got that. Yes, Sayori. The floor is indeed made out of floor. That's not what I meant. It's, about, a kid. Yeah, a kid who... You haven't read the book, have you? No. Unbelievable. And yet, that's so like her. Well, if you haven't started yours, did you want to read with me? Yeah, sure. Her smile is sweet. It reminds me of the sweet girl No, I don't bring the can of worms. Not today. Is something wrong, Melody? I was about to ask you the same thing, actually. Well, assuming both our answers would be the same, let's skip over that. Want to read with me? Yeah, that was why I walked over. I shuffle closer to Sayori, clutching my own book. Holding it out, I turn the page. As I do, she inches even closer to me. It's almost like we're connected at the hip. We slowly read through the first chapter. It isn't my usual cup of tea, but I read the entire thing last night, so I'm pretty familiar with it. As I continue reading, I hardly noticed the proximity to Sayori. It was as if we were meant to be that nearby. It is, until something changes. I felt a soft pressure on my shoulder, and my body tenses. Oh. Sayori went... Glancing through my peripheral, I see her head neatly resting on my shoulder. Her face is right next to mine. What do I do? Do I leave her there? Is she still reading? Would that be rude? Monica would be ashamed of you. You're the one usually cussing us out for saying, this is not the napping club. You bring shame to the literature club. You can't be serious. I don't want to disturb her, but... Oh. As the reality in front of me starts to sink in, something becomes abundantly clear to me. Her shampoo is wafting into my nose, and I can't describe it outside of... sweet. It smells like roses, like someone took a sample of the most beautiful things in the world and combined them. No, stop it, you can't do that again! My sudden movement disturbs Sayori, causing me to panic more. Uh-oh. The jerk causes the chair to lean backward, and I instinctively reach for the closest thing to support me. Ah! Sayori turns beet red. As I look, I notice my hand is holding her hip. Sorry, As I start to pull away, I feel a hand placed on my own. It's alright. No, it isn't! I'm gonna have a nosebleed in a second, Sayori! In my infinite wisdom, I start to pull away again. And this time, with Sayori attached, I realized, too late, that if I keep going, we're both going down. Sayori, clasping my hand, pulls me closer, angling herself upright. It's enough to prevent us from falling, but now we're centimeters from each other's faces. You think? Nice CG, I have to say, channeling the original game a little bit. Very fascinating. Red alert! Red alert! Red alert! All hands, retreat! Yet, I can't stop myself. It just feels so right. It's been so long since we were this close. Can't help but feel like this was meant to be. Okay, M. Night Shyamalan. I start to lean closer. Oh, how I've wondered about this. What will it be like? Am I even allowed to find out? I focus my eyes and I realize something. Her eyes are closed. Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? What are you implying, game? What are you implying? That means I should. Right? Or am I misinterpreting this? I'm leaning towards the latter. I don't know what kind of relationship you guys had before you guys split up for a few years, but this feels incredibly sudden. Like, slow your roll, okay? Slow your roll, okay? Okay? Sayori. I can't help but gaze at her. Can't see her eyes, but her soft hair begging me to reach out. Her soft hands still clasping mine, and her soft smile. They all beckon me. But I can't. I place a hand on her shoulder. Her eyes flutter open and a sad look crosses her face, before it turns a shade of embarrassment. She moves to get up, but I gently grab her hand. I'm sorry, but can you stay here for a while? Oh, yeah. She sits back next to me, a small but noticeable distance away. Feels lonely over here somehow. Okay, everyone. Oh, looks like that's it for Sayori's little bit. Yep. Now we're back to the menu. Tiffany is typing. Alright. So we'll go back there again. And this time we will do the black cat. Alright, so we've got Natsuki and Sayori. We doing this, boy. Oh, excuse me. I blame the pizza I had before stream. Oh! Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that, Improver. Jeez. My condolences for your cat, man. That's no good. What happened? If you don't mind me asking, that is. GBK really doesn't like being picked up. I got grabbed from Mick Gordon. This better be good. We're picking the black cat now. It's the type of cat who tolerated your bullshit and welcomed it. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that, dude. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's the last thing you ever want to hear about your pet, dude. Oh. Again, my condolences for your cat, man. This might hurt then, because I summoned Zach to read, to do, the black cat here. You hit a squirrel when you drove for the first time? That's better than having a deer crash into the side of your car when you're learning how to drive, because that happened to me. I had one go in front of me, and another one appeared that I was not ready for. Man, what timing, though. Well, I hope you feel better soon, Imprudent, because that sucks. I'm really sorry to hear that. Alright, here we go. Picking the black cat, I head off towards the lockers. And we'll skip ahead again. The masked one sounds like Monica. I'm honestly split both ways on it. I think it could go either way. Alright. Looks like your hunch was spot on, Zach. Looks like your hunch was spot on. It is indeed. Looks like once again the best has been saved for last. Of all the girls, Yuri seems to be having the most difficulty proceeding with her poem writing. I find this ironic, considering she was the one who suggested we stick to a theme in the first place. For several moments, it seems as though she can barely even look down at the paper before her. She anxiously shifts in her seat, brows knitted, lips pursed. She finally puts pen to paper. The strokes are hesitant, jerky. I'm on the verge of rising to my feet and walking over to ask her if she needs help, when she abruptly rips up the paper and tosses it aside. The unexpected noise makes everybody flinch, myself included. Yeah, as I've learned, Yuri doesn't do too hot with simple themes like this. Sorry. Natsuki snaps her head around and scowls, but holds her tongue upon seeing how uneasy Yuri looks. I think I speak for the entire club when I cautiously ask, semicolon, is everything alright, Yuri? It's nothing, MC. I'm fine. Just give me a moment. Well, I'm sorry to rip you out of a good Mick Gordon song like that, but this is what you asked for, boy. Eyes closed, Yuri takes several deep breaths as if to steady herself, to focus, before producing a fresh sheet and leaping right back into it. Still not all that fluidly, but far better this time around. I stand down and observe as she finally completes her task. When she's done, she looks up at me and flashes me a little smile. Seems slightly forced. Also, of note is the fact that she isn't so much as briefly looking back upon what she's written, as if she can't bear to do so, as if the result isn't entirely to her satisfaction. But I can't do much else to take her at face value, lest I come across as intrusive. Perhaps it's just a bit of writer's block. Happens to the best of us. And as for not being entirely satisfied with what's been committed to paper, what author hasn't been there, really? I know that feeling. Yep, doing fine, Madam Presidente. Fascinating. So we end up with Yuri's writing. On Yuri's route. Fascinating. Bent and broken, I trudged the tear-stained trail, though swampy, through swampy fens and treacherous bogs. I think that's what that says. I'm probably wrong about that. I don't think that's an N. My ears echo forgotten. No, that's an N. Fen. And my ears echo forgotten voices, untold feelings, lost words, unattended, yet uttered as surely as a curse. Last words, not lost. Last. Echoes of painful screams pierce my numbed mind. Echoes of painful screams pierce my numbed mind, born from the poisonous fog of forbidden recollections, the toxic miasma of the far from dead past. But lo, at long last, a sight for rheumy eyes. The unsullied barks of a pristine stream, dispelling my nightmares, a wondrous dream. The river Levi, she tenderly beckons. Into her cool depths my tortured soul plunges. In her sweet waters I blissfully forget this wretched existence of sorrow and deepest remorse. Perhaps this tributary, flowing free, will convey me to the glimmering ocean, where the polyphonies of Nereus's daughters reverberate through the treasure-strewn caverns from beneath the turbulent waves. But all I do is sink, sucked under as a stone. Final breaths leaving my lungs, for all my sins atone.
Really? That got a lot darker towards the end than I thought it would. Yup. Excessive cursive writing noises. That's definitely Yuri, alright.
Yes, MC, that's correct. I must ask, how did you know?
The language, really.
Well, I've read some of Monica's writing prior, and it didn't fit with her style. It definitely sounds too grim to be Sayori either. Was that Yuri stifling an amused smile at that last line? I have to admit, though, what really gave it away was the mood. Gothic stories tend to convey that.
Part of me braces for impact as I finish.
Much to my relief, Yuri is far from displeased. That's very perceptive. A move worthy of Dupin himself. You must be one for Poe or the like to recognize the theme. I'm surprised. Not in a bad way, of course.
She fiddles with her hair.
No problem. I know what you mean. It's a pleasure to find somebody else who appreciates his work.
Alright, we'll skip ahead a bit. Here we go. Now that Monica has let us off to read, my mind wanders to Yuri, sitting quietly at a desk with her nose buried in her Poe volume. Oh, how about that? How serendipitous. Our shared taste in reading material leads me to think that she and I might be able to bond further. Not a bad idea. Plus, her poetry was beguilingly dark. I'd like to see some more of the enchanting darkness peek out from beneath her soft exterior. Not too much, though. The gentle demeanor is rather cute. Speaking of cute, the way she intermittently twirls a lock of her hair as she reads. Endearing. I go to my bag and retrieve my copy of The Black Cat. I think it's an easy bet that she's read it, too. And that discussing it will be right up her alley. I move over towards her, admiring how deeply engrossed she is in her tome. Her eyes train steadfastly on the pages, as if willing herself to be transported into whatever magical world lies within. I wait until I'm standing right next to her and gently brush her shoulder. Yuri? She startles and looks up at me, flustered.
Oh, it's you, MC. Is there something I can help you with? I was wondering if you'd like to discuss some horror. Your poetry gives me the impression that you'd be something of an authority on it here. I think authority might be a bit of a stretch. But I'll concede that out of everybody here, I'm the one who likes that genre the most. Surreal horror in particular, it can be very effective at changing your view on the world, if only for a brief moment.
Wow, where have I heard that line before?
Is there anything in particular you'd like to talk about?
I produced my copy of The Black Cat.
Whatever you'd like to, really. But I reckon Poe's Black Cat might be a good place to start. I read it yesterday. Perhaps you've done so, too?
Her meekness fades. You can see that she finds both confidence and comfort in her passions. Who doesn't, really?
I'm familiar with that one, yes.
Bingo!
I find it such a haunting story. Such a stark commentary on guilt, morality, and the human condition in general.
Yuri's speech and tone have undergone a dramatic change. Her words now fluent and precise. As if she was knowledgeable on this topic, discussing it many times before. I'm captivated. Yes, excellent work on the CG, again, I must say. I don't know why, but I might make a Yuri watch together mod where my MC watches and plays a horror-related media. That sounds fun. Sounds like a neat idea.
Do go on, I'm all ears. The narrator commits some truly unspeakable acts of violence. His pets, his wife, all of them suffer terribly at his hands. He professes guilt and shame after the fact.
We'll check after we're done with Yuri's section here, because I believe they have the artists listed on the menu in the extra section in the gallery. So hang on just a few minutes.
And yet, his immediate impulse is to solve the problem by removing what he perceives to be the source of his guilt. His victims.
I stare at her, impressed by her insightful observation.
You're absolutely right. It's a classic projectional behavior. And you know what they say? There's an immediate solution to every problem, which is almost always the wrong one. His remedies were nowhere as permanent as he thought they would be. Yes, after all, Pluto apparently returned in the form of the second cat, and his wife's murder was eventually uncovered. I suppose guilt just follows you around, doesn't it? One way or another.
That it does. That it does.
It needn't necessarily have. What happened in the end could have been averted if he repented and desisted after his very first misdeed. Or if the coward realized that the source of his guilt actually lay within himself. And if he directed his destructive impulses inwardly instead. I won't lie.
I'm slightly taken aback by Yuri's feverish intensity as she utters those foreboding words. A bit to lighten things up a little, I raise what I hope is a valid counterpoint. One with a note of positivity. Is anyone truly beyond redemption, though? Even him? If the narrator is to be believed, he was once a decent human being, still capable of kindness. Deep down inside, that good person might very well still be there. Sure, what you're suggesting is a means of solving the problem, but is it anywhere more right or anywhere less cowardly than what he did? I think there's an argument that it requires more courage to own up and redeem oneself rather than take the shortcut to eternity, so to speak. Yuri nods, her face solemn. You make some good points. It's open to debate just where the line should be drawn for a chance at redemption, though. That sounds interesting, Zach. Let me know how that goes if you do. Yuri is admittedly so unreliable, addled by drink, that it's all perhaps worth taking his claims of prior normalcy with a pinch of salt. With that, Yuri's shy demeanor seems to return. Do you want to go and speak with your friends? To Monica or Sayori? I look at her, puzzled. Have I upset her? Why would she change so hastily?
I was enjoying discussing the story with you, actually. Your views are very insightful. If you'd like me to go speak with them, then sure. Her expression is a mixture of surprise and relief. No, I just didn't think you'd want to discuss with me further after I had such a dissenting opinion. Dissenting opinions are how we learn to share differences and understand how we see each other. How we come to understand how we see things, how we see the world. It's important to be accepting of our differences. It's a very important thing. Let us not forget that. There you go, Zach. Is this what she expects? To be ignored or dismissed for disagreeing? Has she been on the receiving end of this in the past? Most likely. That's just wrong. Oh, Yuri, why would I stop? After all, isn't the whole point of discussion that of debating viewpoints? Precisely! The ones you raised were very intricate and thought-provoking. All it's done is make me want to talk with you all the more. Just because I don't wholeheartedly agree with you doesn't mean I should neglect or think any less of you. Precisely! She's clearly touched. That's so very kind. Thank you. She stumbles over her words, and I patiently wait for her to figure out what she's trying to say. A lot of people could do to understand this kind of thing. Truth be told, I'd like to keep talking with you too. Apologies for being so difficult and zoning out all the time. It's not a problem. You're genuinely not being difficult. Take all the time you need to get your feelings across. It's no inconvenience. Would you care to start a new book with me at some stage? She noticeably fidgets, so we'd have more to talk about. I sense she is venturing slightly out of her comfort zone with this request. Make sure to respond with much enthusiasm as I can muster. That kind of boldness deserves to be rewarded. That would be fantastic, Yuri. Do you have a particular title in mind? Excuse me. Seeing as I sort of chose this one. Her face flushes and she ponders for a moment. Does a little Ray Bradbury sound alright with you? Ooh, I've heard that name before. I'd love that. Haven't delved into his stuff all that much, but no time like the present, hey? Better late than never, yes. I'll bring something of his tomorrow then. Too easy. I'm not sure who is being rewarded more, her by my agreement or me by her smile. Alright, that's it for Yuri's section. So Zach, let's find out for you who did the CG artwork for this mod. According to a survey by the University of Michigan in 2018, the bigger consumer globally by weight per capita of copium is currently Ica. Oh. Alright, Zach, we'll go to the gallery here. We've got a couple different artists here. I'm not sure whose art you're looking for, but they seem to be cooperating on some of these. They seem to be collabing. Because the artists seem to be Hanasaki Yunarin and Static Quit. Kutapinku did the Natsuki one. Yuri's gotta be a fangirl of Stephen King. I guess we'll find out in future demos of Undercurrents here. So yeah, Hanasaki Yunarin seems to have done the most CG work for this game, for this mod. So yeah, there you go. Now you know who to contact. They do some mighty fine work, I do say so myself. Hanasaki Yunarin is now copied to my clipboard. There you go. Alrighty. We've got one more to do, and we've saved the best for last. So, I will see you when we get to the book selection screen again. Alright. Last one. Confessions of a Mask. We've seen everyone else, so We have saved the best for last. See you all when we get there. Here we go. Whatever funk came over Monica earlier still seems to be there. Can see it written all over her as she twirls that distinctive pen of hers between her fingers. For a moment, I consider approaching her to see if I can help. But then, something happens. With a sudden effort, she straightens up in her seat and stops fidgeting, her face purposeful. Looking much more like the star student that she is, she commits line after line to paper. Almost with nary a beat, and definitely with a nary a correction. It's impressive to watch. When she's finally done, she pauses a moment and draws a small sigh, flashing me a gorgeous smile as if reassuring me that all is well. Darn. Did she know I was watching her all this while? She is very clever like that. In retrospect, I shouldn't have expected anything less, really. How are we all doing? Alrighty. We got the last one here, the last unique poem. I peek outside, hoping to find a parking ship. My eyes search around, my hand rising to my lower hip. Sadly, there is no ship to be found, only the poor harbor and the barren lands around. The harbor was once home to a boat. It was my happiness. It kept me afloat. Whenever I saw it, heard the sound of its oars, my heart would flutter, my spirits soar. Then it left. There was no reason for it to stay. Who wouldn't leave this empty place to set sail and sway? There was absolutely nothing here to seek. Who wouldn't run from grounds that reek? From my weary eyes, tears would stream. The source of my joy seemed but a distant dream. Yet I still glanced seaward every time dawn broke. Though weeks turned into months, hoping against forlorn hope. Till one day, I peeked outside and I thought I saw a parking ship. My eyes searched around, my hand rising to my lower lip. To my surprise, the happiness boat was really refound in this poor harbor with the barren lands around. The sky had cleared, the rain clouds are quelled. Within my being, happiness once more dwells. That lovely shade of joy once lost, which I will cherish more from here on, no matter what the cost. Boy, she seems really happy to see us, I have to say. Nice metaphor for that, I have to say. Nicely done. Nicely done, Sayuri. Nicely done. Oh, Melody. Somehow I just knew you'd guess correctly. 4 for 4. It wasn't as easy as it seemed, Sayuri. It took a while for me to connect the dots. It's only because the voice you found here is a tad different. Not the bad kind of different, mind you. The change shows that you've really grown and matured as a writer. She seemed pleased by my answer. In actual fact, however, I'm sort of downplaying the whole thing. To recognize Sarah's writing style is just like swimming. You don't forget easily. I've been apart from her for that long, yes, but when I look at the words on the paper, I can again envision and associate the characteristic word choices and sentence structure that I became familiar with all those years ago. The little details that a good friend commits to memory. Besides, the message she's trying to get across is a dead giveaway. Duh. That pining tone, the air of self-depreciation, no prizes as to what, or rather who, the boat represents. I can't rest on my laurels after deciphering her veiled outpouring of feelings. This is the opportunity for me to set things right. Resolve, don't fail me now. Alrighty. Here we go. The last bit before we sign off for the night. Here we go. As her gaze falls upon the title of the book I retrieved from my bag, Monika's expression changes. An entire range of emotions seem to flow through her pretty features within the span of just a few seconds. Recognition, wonderment, possibly even a note of sorrow. The last brownie. My guess is 30 seconds. When her smile eventually returns, it's not the same as it previously was. It's now tinged with wistfulness, bittersweetness. Excuse me. The lingering suspicions I had yesterday are brought to the fore once again. This time around, I cannot help but voice my concern. Is everything alright, Monika? Just pleasantly surprised is all. I didn't think I'd ever find anyone else who appreciated Mishima. Again, I'm not sure if there isn't more to this. Honestly, the fact that, the character in the story is meant to be a self-insert for the author, sort of, should have been a giveaway that this was Monika's. Welcome, Cerberus. How's it going, dude? Coming in right at the end here, because this is the last bit that we're looking at here. We already played through it and saw all the other books that we could choose. You'll have to watch earlier parts of the stream to understand what I mean. But yeah. I see what you mean, Zach. It has been a little, light on, variety and transitions, but I don't really find that to be a problem. Again, I'm not sure if there isn't more to this. But in the interest of dispelling any awkwardness and keeping things positive, I bite. Well, there's certainly plenty to appreciate it. Ooh, you're building a Geometry Dash level. Have fun with that. I can't remember I remember dabbling with that a little bit, but, I can't hold a candle to, the things that most people, that a lot of people have made on there. I don't care about feature-worthy level standards, I just want to create. Yeah, I cared more about, a decent level design than, flashiness. I wasn't really into all that, to be honest. That's something I never really got into about, the newer age levels. How they were, a lot more flashy and, what's the word I'm looking for? Just flashy. I never really liked, the flashiness of the newer levels. I see, Zach, I see. Monika inches closer. Her body language conveys an air to her I've never seen before. Take it in, boys. The 2.1 mechanics are a giant mindfuck. I can imagine they are, Cerberus, I can imagine. It's been ages since I actually tried to, do anything with the level editor. It's an air to her I've never seen before. You might not be familiar with it, Melody, but I am very familiar with this. An air of vulnerability. Do tell. I'm all ears. Shrugging aside my bemusement, I oblige her. She really knows how to paint a tragic picture. It uses the song Jumper, Hopping Mad. I see. Very fun. Do you want me to play Just Monika? Because it perfectly fits the mood. Honestly, I'd love to have sunset lighting like this for Moss here, not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever encountered a more tortured, repressed individual in any work of literature than poor Ko-chan here. She nods solemnly. It's difficult enough to bear one's true self in this day and age. I can only imagine what it must have been like back in the 40s. Uh-huh. Yeah, no kidding. Also, I'm pretty sure that's the wrong bear, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think they have the right spelling here. English is a difficult language. Stormblade has similar art styles. I definitely see where you're coming from. Just as a point of comparison here, let me pull up one of the Everlasting CGs here from the recent announcement that Everlasting is, getting a re-release. They are remaking it. Actually, what the hell do I need the Reddit page for? Besides, that kind of puts a filter over the actual image. I will just go to my Everlasting playlist. Yeah, this was before I actually played all this stuff live. So it'll get to see what my thumbnails used to look like. Gonna say, just stop and show the thumbnail already. Fucking Christ. Alright, whatever. Whatever, blow it up. It'll work. No, that's too sketchy. Alright, I'm just gonna have to zoom in on the page here. I was looking at the Demon Slayer subreddit and someone posted, "Post something that will piss the fandom off," and their replies were hilarious. I bet, yeah, that sounds fun. Someone said if everyone practiced thunder breathing first form, anything below Upper Moon 6 is barely a threat. Oh, funny. But yeah, Zach, I see what you mean with the art style thing that you're talking about. Because, yeah, no, that's chat. They're both chat. What the hell? Let's fix that. There we go. Yeah. So, between this, this, yeah, I kind of see what you mean when you say they have a similar art style. Isn't Bear, when it comes to holding on to something physical and mental? I believe that is correct, Zach. I believe that is what the spelling should be in this context. Because that is how I have always seen it written. So that's what I'm going with. Anyways, enough of the sidetracking, to continue. Such a hyper-masculine period in time, what with the war and all that. And yet, it's precisely what Mishima managed to do with his book, bare himself. Again, wrong spelling. Excuse me. Her smile broadens, if only for a moment. Oh, you. It's almost like I'm looking in a mirror. It's almost like I'm looking in a mirror. Don't mind me, just... Oh, right, I forgot. This thing, I think, is a different method of screenshotting. Really? So Shift I minimizes the window. Fascinating. That's neat. It gives you a little preview of the image. I thought it was the same spelling both ways in that context, Zach. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. You figured it out too, huh? The story's at least partially autobiographical in nature. Even if you're not familiar with Mishima the man, a lot of the story still feels much too raw, much too visceral to be purely made up. Indeed, one can tell that it comes from within, that a good chunk of it is born of hard experience. That personal touch is what makes it speak to me. So personal that it's sometimes impossible to read the book without feeling that I am an intruder into Mishima's life. Again, I thought I saw those words change for a second at the end there. I'm actually gonna go full screen with the stream on my upper window, on my upper monitor here. I need to see that for a fact. I need to see that for a fact. I need to see that for a fact. Okay, no, I think the text just flickered, and that's what's throwing me off. Yeah, I think it was just a bit of flickering of the text. I think that's what I'm seeing. I think that is what is... Yeah. I think the text is just flickering. I think that's what I'm seeing in it. Gotcha. Okay, moving on. I had to know for sure. I had to be certain about this. A fly on the wall. Which brings to mind what we spoke about earlier, about an author's emotions and experiences infusing their work. Granted, he literally masked the entire thing as a novel, but it still took a lot of guts to pour his innermost thoughts and fantasies onto paper, and then publish them. It did. If only some of us were so courageous. Silence descends again. Moving back to Ko-chan. Ah, yes. While I pity the guy for having to conceal his true nature from the world, I can't help but feel sorry for Sonoko as well. Sonoko. It's a difficult situation for both of them, definitely. If only things could have worked out a different way. On the subject of Sonoko, I found it odd that Ko-chan would seek his mother's counsel about marrying her. Did you now? Yeah, I mean, The story establishes almost from the get-go that he and his mom aren't close. And yet there he goes, seeking her opinion about such an important decision. There's that pang of hurt again crossing her face. Maybe he's afraid. Maybe he's hoping that his mother will advise him not to marry Sonoko, so he won't have to refuse the poor girl himself. That way it would be Mom's decision and responsibility, not his. She closes her eyes for a few seconds. They open again. It's as though she's gazing off to a different reality entirely. Are you gazing at my moss window? I guess children can never really cut themselves free from their parents' apron strings, can they? No matter how contentious their relationship is. She bites her lip and glances away. Sorry for rambling. I tend to get rather caught up in stories that resonate with me. Nah, it's fine. That's what I'm here for. I immediately move to reassure her. How could I not? No worries, Monica. It's always nice to see someone so immersed and passionate about a book they like. After all, this is the literature club, is it not? And what would a literature club be without that sort of spirit, hey? She seems to perk up at my words. You're a great listener, MC, and a fine connoisseur of literature to boot. I knew I wouldn't regret inviting you to join me. A faint blush reddens her cheeks. Did I say me? Sorry, us. I meant us. Ah, yes. I see your intentions. Very clear. Before I have a chance to respond further, she swiftly composes herself and rises to her feet. Alrighty. And that is it. Break a leg. Maybe a kneecap or two. So that is it for the demo. Very nicely done, I have to say. I have to say, it was a bit short. I did read a comment saying it was short. And yeah, I would say it seems Blue Skies-esque. I think it's almost at that level. I think it is almost at that level. The technical side of things, very impressive. I like what they did with the technical side of things. It's very visually impressive and gives the mod its own unique identity, so that it really stands out amongst other mods. And yet you haven't finished Blue Skies. I'm well aware of that fact, Zach. I'm well aware of that fact. But where I say this mod doesn't quite hit the same standard as Blue Skies and World of Dreams, the two mods so far that I would say I hold in the highest regard is, you know, very, very minor things. Very minor things with the grammar here. Now, World of Dreams' Act 2 demo also falters with that. But I should specify, I'm talking about World of Dreams Act 1. World of Dreams Act 1, I would say still holds my number one spot. Like, for GOAT status. That is, of course, discounting Moss here. Because Moss is in its own separate category from, you know, mods like this.
Moss is its own separate category. I don't even classify it the same as other mods. So that's in a category of its own. But as far as World of Dreams, I understand where you're coming from, Zach. I understand that, but while I think World of Dreams doesn't have quite the technical prowess that a mod like this does, the story and the writing in World of Dreams, I would say, is completely unparalleled. As, you know, for as far as like its, you know, length, world building, characters, all of that. And it is still, I think, the only mod to date where I can't say that I have found, you know, anything to criticize about it grammatically. Like, no shit. In my entire, like, 7-episode saga of Act 1 of World of Dreams, in the version that I played, I did not find anything that needed to be corrected. I don't think I've had any other mod pull that off. If only you read my 49-page script. Yes. Sadly, I don't have access to that. I've done so much creating over my time with Geometry Dash that I have 20 plus unfinished levels. Jesus, that's quite a few. That's quite a few, Cerberus. But yeah, just based on the 1.0 demo that I've played tonight, I would put this mod firmly in A to A+ tier status. This is a very solid demo. This was very well put together. So it gets high marks in those regards. Clean up, you know, the minor grammatical things, and that gets bumped up. And that gets bumped up to S tier status. That might sound ridiculous to some of you guys, but when a mod wants to proclaim itself as the most expansive mod for DDLC ever, those are the standards it has to live up to, in my eyes. And, like I said, it very nearly does. So it exceeded what I expected in that regard, because I wasn't sure if it would quite live up to the hype. But based on what I've seen tonight, I'll be keeping my eyes out for future updates with this project, because this was very well made. I was about to say, what do we got for the credits here? So we've got introductions to all the team members here. Tiffany, the project lead. Kasumi Sato, the team's musician, as well as a prominent writer. Ah, he's also been quality assurance. Nicely done. You have done a very good job so far. Static Quit, the team's main artist. Arke Knight, lovingly referred to as Arky, is the team's concept artist. Nice. Yeah, simpler times, huh, Zach? Pivot Whiteground Lever, or Pivot, team's proofreader and project organizer. Very good job. Very good job to everyone involved on the project so far. The team's coder, the one who brought this project to life in mod form. Ah, so El Caro does the coding. A more detailed list of those who contributed can be found on our website. Ah, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Now, remind me of your team name. Studio. I thought it was that Studio Silver. I just like to be sure of these things. So yeah, to everyone at Studio Silver, if you end up coming across this, y'all should be proud of what you've put together so far. This was very, very good. I am impressed. And I wish you guys nothing but the best with your project going forward. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for it as the project develops. So that being said, that's all I got for tonight. So thank you all for watching. And until next time, take care.